Our largest and physically most difficult sculpture was that of the light horse. We were thinking maybe a light horseman might be a nice way of symbolising the role of horses in war. We did want to have a sculpture that symbolised those early wars, Boer War and World War I. In the days of World War I, Boer War, those early wars, it wasn't permitted for Aboriginal people to enlist. What a lot of men did was they lied about their Aboriginality.
My father, an Aboriginal man and soldier from Tasmania, served in the 2nd 33rd Battalion during the Second World War, serving in the North Africa Campaign or in the bloody and horrific campaigns of the Pacific. Whilst he didn't die during the war, it was a direct result of that service that he died many years later. My father never admitted to his Aboriginality. Bear in mind, this was a time when our people were not even recognised in the Constitution.
In my research, I found 3 Aboriginal light horsemen from the northern Melbourne area. So I felt that it was okay to continue if we got permission from the local elders, the Wurundjeri. So I met with Auntie Gail and Auntie Julianne, and I brought my idea in and I showed them the sculptures that were done so far and talked about Hikaru's work. And what I wasn't expecting, but was quite lovely, was pairing this quite symbolic sculpture with a Wurundjeri story. And this is my memory telling this, is that Bunjil the eagle, which is the great creator, gave his protective powers to Wa the black crow to use to protect people. So Wa became the protector using the power of Bunjil the eagle. We decided that we would have Wa the black crow on the shoulder of the soldier, protecting him and looking at what he was looking at, sharing his focus and his direction. And then beneath the horse, we would have big feathers, big eagle feathers, to represent the power of Bunjil and the fact that this protective power was actually coming from a much bigger source. With all the other figures, they pretty much fitted into one tree trunk with maybe a couple of additions for like a gun or an arm or something like that. Lee had the idea of going down to talk to John Brady about how to put this one together. And John does fairly large sculptures, so he does full figures of horses, full figures of bulls. So we spent about a week down at John Brady's workshop, and he's got a great gallery set up, and he's got a mill, and he's got all the equipment that we needed. The guys got together and milled the timber and glued it and doweled it. And Hikaru had the bulk of material to carve into. The most difficult thing with this sculpture was the forging. You've got hot steel being fitted onto a wooden horse without burning it. So Roland had to forge part of the bridle and then cool it and then fit it to the horse and see what else had to be forged, and then heat it again and then rebend it and then cool it and refit it. It was very, very intense work. He got all the buckles right and all the stitching right. I think there was about 70 hours that went into the forging of that bridle and the reins. It was a phenomenal piece of work. And not many blacksmiths could do what he did. It gives the piece a sense of gravity and power. Hikaru certainly has that in the wood, but then the metal as well gives it greater emphasis. It's a really stunning piece.